Open-world RPGs are the ultimate gaming experience. A living, breathing world stretching out in every direction, filled with stories to uncover, enemies to fight, secrets to find, and choices that make the entire journey feel uniquely yours. But let's be honest, for every open-world RPG that absolutely nails it, there are 10 that feel empty, repetitive, and completely forgettable. A truly perfect open-world RPG is rare, the kind that pulls you in on day one and still has you discovering new things 50 hours later. The kind you finish and immediately want to start all over again. Those games exist, and today we found 20 of them. No filler, no disappointments, just 20 open-world RPGs that earned a perfect 10 out of 10, and every single one deserves a spot on your playlist. Let's get into it. Monster Hunter World created this ecosystem where hunting actually feels like hunting. 16 different weapons means 16 different playstyles. Iceborne added another 100+ hours of content. The community and endgame kept people engaged for years. Monster interactions feel organic. You respect the creatures because they're actually threatening. This taught the industry that mechanical depth and focused design beats bloated features. Pure mastery. Horizon Zero Dawn is this unique blend of robot hunting and environmental storytelling. Aloy's journey makes exploration genuinely rewarding. Machine combat is tactical. You need to plan approaches. 30 to 40 hours perfectly paced. The story about the world's history unfolds naturally. The Frozen Wilds expansion expanded everything meaningfully. This showed that distinctive mechanics and good storytelling make legendary games. 9 years later, it still stands out. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth wrapped up the remake project beautifully. Cloud's journey across the continent in an open world feels natural. The Synergy combat system lets you control parties in ways that matter. Character relationships develop through real conversations, not cutscenes. 80+ hours and pacing never drags. This game proved you can do legacy sequels right. By 2026, it's clear Square Enix understood what players wanted. Bethesda surprised everyone, releasing Oblivion Remastered in 2025. And honestly, it works. The original 2006 design still holds up. Cyrodiil's environments are beautiful. They added sprinting, fixed the weird leveling system, made it more accessible without losing what made it special. The Dark Brotherhood questline is still some of the best writing in any game. This proves timeless game design actually transcends technology. No Man's Sky's redemption arc is one of gaming's best stories. Launched rough, but Hello Games kept updating it for years. By 2026, it's phenomenal. 16 quintillion planets. You can actually do stuff, build bases, explore, discover species. The exploration focus means there's genuine wonder exploring worlds. Free updates year after year prove the developers actually care. This went from disaster to masterpiece through sheer... That's respect. Metaphor Refemtasio is what happens when Atlas blends Persona social systems with Fire Emblem strategy. The campaign is like 70 hours, and you care about every character. The political intrigue actually makes sense. Turn-based combat is satisfying. Character development rivals novels. The soundtrack won Grammys. This game was slept on initially, but by 2026, people realize it's genuinely one of the best RPGs ever. Atlas just doesn't miss. Starfield's scale is just ridiculous. 1,000+ explorable planets. Thousands! You create your character, pick your background, and then you're out exploring this massive universe. Factions feel different. Companions have genuine depth. Space exploration with actual RPG systems instead of just walking around pretty locations. It's not perfect, but the scope is something else. By 2026, Bethesda proved they could nail space exploration in a way nobody else really has. By 2026, Cyberpunk 2077 finally became what it was supposed to be.
Phantom Liberty expansion elevated this massively. Night City feels alive. The quests actually matter, and your choices change outcomes. First-person perspective puts you in V's body. The soundtrack is incredible. This is the come down and come back story that proves patience pays off. It's a legitimate masterpiece now. And honestly, watching this game transform has been wild.
Dragon's Dogma 2 does something unique. It feels like Capcom took Skyrim, Elden Ring, and Tears of the Kingdom and made their own thing. Your pawns are actual companions that learn tactics and get smarter. You hunt dragons, and it's terrifying. Fast travel is limited, so you actually explore. You can cut a root bridge to escape skeletons, and that bridge stays broken until NPCs fix it. The world responds to your actions in ways most games don't even try. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 is the most uncompromising medieval RPG ever made. And honestly, that's why it's incredible. You're not a chosen one. You're a blacksmith's son surviving in 15th century Bohemia. You need to eat, you need to sleep. You can get your ass kicked and actually have to recover. Combat is this whole thing where you need proper training. By the end, when massive sieges happen, it hits way harder because you earned every moment. This game refuses to give you shortcuts. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild changed open-world design forever, and nothing's matched it since. You can climb literally any mountain. You can tackle the final boss whenever you want. The puzzle design? Creative. You find 3 solutions to problems because the systems actually work together. It's been a decade and people are still finding new ways to approach situations. This game respects your intelligence. It doesn't hold your hand. That's why it's legendary. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterclass in immersion. Rockstar spent years getting details right that most developers don't even think about. You watch Arthur ride his horse through different landscapes. You bond with that horse. When you skin an animal, the animation is there. The story of Arthur Morgan's redemption arc is genuinely one of gaming's best narratives. 60+ hours and you're not rushing through it. This is what happens when a studio has unlimited resources and actually uses them right. 11 years old, and The Witcher 3 is still the best open-world RPG for pure story. Every side quest, and I mean every single one, feels like a main storyline. You're not mindlessly checking boxes, you're dealing with genuine moral choices where there's no right answer. The 2 expansions, especially Blood and Wine, are basically full games worth of content. Geralt's journey across the continent is just phenomenal. In 2026, with all the games we have now, this still hits different. Elden Ring isn't just open-world Dark Souls. It's something way bigger. You can literally go anywhere from the start. See a boss? You don't have to fight them. Go around, find something else. Come back stronger. That's revolutionary. The level design is absolutely insane, where you're exploring forests and finding secret dungeons that lead to even crazier dungeons. Shadow of the Erdtree DLC? People argue it's actually better than the base game. 3 years later, this is still the standard every open-world action game gets compared to. If you haven't touched Baldur's Gate 3 yet, you're missing one of the greatest RPGs ever made. This game literally lets you break the story. Your choices don't just change dialogue, they fundamentally reshape your entire playthrough. Want to seduce a vampire? Sure. Want to kill a major character in Act 2? The game adjusts. 3 years in, people are still discovering story paths they never knew existed. 100+ hours minimum, and you'll still find new stuff. This is what happens when developers actually trust players.